We are absolutely thrilled about it. We have Karim from Rakuten Symphony here, who is actually going to talk us through the, the Rakuten model and the success story about how they have developed, grown, and made significant advances into the developments of the technology that they currently deploy. So it's my great pleasure to hand you over to Karim.
Thank you. Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Karim Chari. Pleasure to be with you today. I will share with you some insights today regarding Rakuten 5G Open RAN technology. I will start by giving an overview regarding the company, the background, and how we moved to the mobile industry and to the Open RAN technology. So Rakuten is a group of companies, 73 businesses, more than 25,000 employees, a presence in more than 30 countries, and revenue exceeding $18 billion annually. So the company started in 1997 with Rakuten Ichiba, which is the e-commerce business. And then we expanded our business in multiple other areas, but all digitalized services. So we launched Rakuten e-banking, Rakuten Viki, which is the video on-demand solution, Rakuten Kobo, which is the e-reader application. And then we moved to the mobile industry and started our journey in the mobile industry in 2018. So in 2018, the Japanese government decided to give a fourth mobile license to a fourth mobile operator in Japan. They selected Rakuten as one of the most innovative and digitalized company able to deploy the network successfully in the country. So the strategy of the company was quite different from the all mobile operators in the world. Instead of acquiring a legacy radio access network technology, we had the choice to and the idea to deploy and create our own technology. So with the strategic acquisitions and a brilliant in-house development, we created the world's first fully virtualized cloud-native 4G and 5G Open RAN platform. And we started deploying it on a large scale in the country. So within 2 years, we deployed more than 270,000 cells. And we reached the coverage of 96% of the country, which is our commitment to the regulator by 2027. So we are 4 years ahead the schedule. In addition to that, we reached more than 6 million subscribers, and we have the plan to have much more in the coming months. So with this success story of Rakuten Mobile in Japan, we decided to go globally. We decided to share our technology, and we launched Rakuten Symphony, which is the technology provider of our 4G and 5G Open RAN platform, helping the mobile operators, service providers, government entities, and enterprises to launch their new generation mobile network infrastructure. So before going into details on Rakuten Open RAN technology, I would like to share with you the key success factors of Rakuten Mobile and how we launched successfully our new generation mobile network infrastructure. So first of all, we deployed our unified telco cloud, and then we deployed on top of that our software-centric solution, an Open RAN architecture, an open solution with a disaggregated radio and a lot of automation, a massive automation on autonomous network capabilities, artificial intelligence and machine learning. And thanks to this automation, we were able to deploy in a very quick way our base stations and radio sites. We are speaking about minutes to deploy our radio sites, 4 to 5 minutes for a 5G site, 8 to 9 minutes for a 4G site. And this is comparing to the legacy radio access network that require days or months to deploy the radio sites. So in addition to that, we were provisioning our mobile services in minutes instead of hours. And one of the most important differentiators with all the automation that we did, we are running today a 6 million subscriber-based network with only 250 engineers. So we are optimizing drastically the required manpower. So in addition to deploy an innovative and new generation mobile network infrastructure, we exceeded the expectation. We are providing one of the most performant network in the world. If we take the example of Umlaut report that was released 2 months back, Umlaut was comparing the performance of Rakuten Mobile in Tokyo with the other tier 1 operators in multiple cities in the world. And we can see here that Rakuten is in one of the top scores and the most performant networks among these tier 1 operators. And this is based on different KPIs, mainly the coverage, the speed, and the latency. So when we speak about Rakuten 5G technology, it's about the move from the traditional RAN to the open RAN, from the heavy infrastructure, from the proprietary hardware to the open architecture, an open RAN solution, a software-centric, a cloud native installed on a commercial off-the-shelf servers and supporting the open interfaces with no lock-in to any radio vendor. So thanks to this new architecture, we simplified drastically the footprint and the hardware on our radio sites. So we are not deploying anymore the BBU, the heavy cabinets. We are deploying a software-centric solution. We are deploying the software, the VDU, on the far edge data center or on the radio side. We connect it to the radio unit. A very easy way to deploy and a very easy footprint to maintain. So thanks to this new architecture, we reduced drastically the total cost of ownership. The main challenge of the telco industry and mobile operators today is the growing of the CapEx and the OpEx with the legacy radio access network infrastructure. With Rakuten technology, we are able to reduce by almost 40% the investment of the operator, both on the CapEx and the OpEx. On the CapEx, because we are investing much less on hardware, we have much less hardware to buy and to acquire and to deploy. And in the OpEx, because of the reduction, of course, the optimization of the hardware infrastructure to maintain, but also thanks to all the automation that we introduced in the network and the allowed that we deploy and maintain with much less manpower the network. So with Rakuten 5G Open RAN, we are covering the different kind of architectures. In Open RAN, we have mainly two kinds of architecture, the centralized architecture and the distributed architecture. So depending of the use case and the operator infrastructure, if we are in a case where the mobile operator has a mature infrastructure, dark fiber available, the requirements for the bandwidth and the latency, then we can deploy our Open RAN software, the VDU, on the far edge data center, serving multiple radio sites. But if we are in the case in rural areas, in areas where we don't have dark fiber, We have only microwave, a limited latency requirement, so that we will need to deploy our Open RAN software, the on-site, the DU on-site, on the radio site. So we are providing this kind of distributed architecture because we invested a lot in the R&D. And we launched the new generation on-site DU system, an all-in-one system including all the components, the cloud, the software, the Open RAN, the automator. So we installed this equipment on site. It's a hardened equipment, IP65. We connected to the radio unit, and we launched the service. So with Rakuten 5G Open RAN, we are working on multiple use cases and multiple customers having multiple needs. It can be a mobile operator, a 4G brownfield, willing to move to the 5G, to adopt the 5G, to move to 5G non-standalone architecture. Or it can be also a new greenfield operator willing to deploy their 5G standalone network. Or even a need of a 5G private network by a B2B customer, an oil and gas company, a mining, or even a government willing to deploy a secure private network. So if we take the case of the 4G brownfield, we are upgrading the existing 4G EPC core to support the 5G NSA, and then we are deploying our 4G and 5G Open RAN technology with anchoring. And on top of that, we are adding the layer of the SIM-Word International Intelligent Operations, or Rakuten Automator, that allow to automate the deployment and the day-to-day operations. If we are going to the other use case, which is the 5G standalone network deployment, we are proposing our unified telco cloud. And then on top of that, we are hosting our different workloads, the Open RAN software, the 5G VCU, the 5G VDU, and then the core, the 5G core, the IMS, plus the other required application, the value-added services, the OSS, and the BSS. And on top of that, we are deploying the Rakuten Automator. The last use case is the private 5G network. Same as the 5G standalone, we are proposing our unified telco cloud, hosting the different kind of workloads that we are requiring for the private network. But the main difference will be on the application layer, where we need specific application depending on the need and the required private network. So we can deploy, in addition to our Open RAN software on the core network, we can deploy a secure communication application, like an MCPTT, a mission critical push-to-talk for a government entity, or it can be also a smart city citizen application for a smart city private network. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Karim. And also thank you, Karim, for flying into South Africa for the presentation. Karim is one of our international speakers, and also for the support from Rakuten to NEC Exxon.